I remember what the day did to me. I bear my scars to the moonlight. I walk it off, I shake it off when the night comes. Cause I belong to the night, and I feel more alive with these night vibes. Just give me the night. Give me the night. Give me the night. Let me hide from the light. Give me the night. Just give me the night. Give me the night. Let me hide from the lights. I remember what the day did to me. I bear my scars to the moonlight. I walk it off, I shake it off when the night comes. Cause I belong to the night, and I feel more alive with these night vibes. Just give me the night. Give me the night. Give me the night. Let me hide from the light. Give me the night. Give me the night. Give me the night. Let me hide from the lights. Cause I belong to the night, and I feel more alive with this vibe.
Yep, that was me Saturday night. Give me the night, give me the night. Mr. Big Ben ushering in the morning mix for this morning. Moro.
Apeluga.
No, Apeluga.
Man. Blauw maandag.
Blauw maandag. How was the weekend?
Oh, the weekend.
Colorful.
The weekend was colorful. Very, very, very colorful.
You know, speaking of the weekend, actually, this Saturday actually was the first time that I was moving around in the morning, moving around town.
Uh-huh.
And just that Saturday morning, I came across like 2 accidents on my way to town. Car accidents.
Yo.
That's what I mean.
Yo.
And you know, we used to blame it on the alcohol mostly, and of course the alcohol plays a factor, but there is no alcohol on the market right now. But just the fact that people are out on the roads, you can already see an increase, an uptick in the amount of car accidents.
Cubase, it's been once again we've been very frustrated with the lockdown, the fact that we couldn't be mobile, we couldn't move around, etc. And only 1 week after opening up, things have changed, and we had some fatalities.
Yeah.
In terms of car crashes, people have lost their lives after the opening of the lockdown, and once again, I'm on 1 or 2 traffic groups, and it's one of the things that people say again. Now the lockdown has ceased. Maybe we need to go back to the lockdown, because there was not one fatality this year over the Easter weekend.
Zero
fatalities. No one died.
That's what I was saying. We had 2 long weekends during the lockdown, and there was not no fatalities on either one.
Now, can you imagine when the first bars will open? Yeah. Okay? Because for the last 2 months, niemand het mekaar gekwasa nie.
That's the goed.
Hey, my broer, jy het my gestamp. Why are you looking at my girl?
Yeah.
There's been nothing like that. When this lockdown ceases, or when the bars open, we're going back to that again.
Yeah, you know,
I'm just saying.
It's gonna be a bitter pill to swallow, ne? Knowing that everything has reduced. Even the hospitals are looking a lot better. And we are crying for this alcohol, and then the alcohol comes back, and then we start acting like little kids again. It's a a difficult situation, but we can't stay. I don't think I see a situation where alcohol is going to be banned forever. Especially seeing as people are starting to break into the breweries. Oh, julle guts, julle nou weer so.
I saw that last night. My broer.
Ons was net ons gaan na die sos toe. I bet they thought hulle gaan tap sommer by die tank uit.
Yeah. Now, I must tell you, on Saturday, I had the opportunity to do a live stream event with our German colleague.
Oh, Herr Kaufmann.
With Herr Kaufmann, and we were just outside Okahanya, and people were following the live stream. They really loved it. First time I'm doing anything live
Something
stream.
like that, yeah.
Yeah, of that nature. But and we visited this guy Armand, and he opened up his fridge.
And it was
I haven't seen so many beers in such a long time. Hey my bro, daar was biere geweest.
so julle het lekker gekuier die naweek, nee.
Ek was nog nie, I'm not a beer drinker man.
Jy nou die kuier oukie.
Nee, ek is
Oh yeah, you prefer wine and gin, right?
yeah, I'm a red wine guy.
How are you with whiskey?
No, I don't. My taste buds are not for whiskey.
Is it?
Nah,
And brandy?
it's too strong. Even worse. Kan nie. Ek kan nie.
So it's only gin and wine. That's
Gin
what
and
you
wine, but I haven't had a gin in a very, very long time. And wine.
prefer. Okay.
So jy look skoon gewees hierdie hele tyd, my bro. so that's how it's been.
I can't tell you how much I miss.
You are late.
I miss having a vintage
Zed,
lager.
you are late. Mora Maria.
More Maria.
Yeah. Social distance.
Skip.
Mora? What's up?
It's one of those weekends.
Huh? One of those weekends.
Is that-
Sorry, guys. yeah.
All right. How was your weekend?
Off air.
Oh.
What?
Okay.
We'll talk about it
Off air.
Okay.
It's a
There's definitely some juices
No.
juices
Maria.
there.
Kry jy nie skam nie. Off air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been like that now.
Phew.
Ay.
There was hectic. It was a hectic weekend.
It's a
My earphones are not working. It's not what you think.
don't worry, we hear you.
No, I can't hear myself.
Yeah.
Like to hear
I was having the same problem on Friday. I couldn't hear myself.
Should I stand up and come try and
No, it's
sort
okay.
things out
It's
for
okay.
you guys
It's
there?
okay.
My
Continue. I
children.
heard you guys were talking about gin and stuff, so continue
yeah.
the discussion.
Neville and his drinking
His
habits.
favorite topic.
Yeah.
I've been teetotaling. Tell you.
Well, since Maria is back in the studio, is in the studio, I think we can turn our attention to Mr. Frans Gertze, who is back at work this Monday morning. Neville, praat er, hy knows die net still. He was so excited to get to the story.
Kyk die hoor. Yeah, just for your information, okay? It's in one of the dailies this morning that Mr. Frans Gertze, the head of the NQA, who
Shot his wife repeatedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Jy moet weet hoe praat jy, Maria.
It was not disputed that he shot his wife. Right?
No. It was
The circumstances.
allegedly attempted murder.
Yeah.
Okay?
No.
I-
guys.
Well, how does that happen though? How do you go from a case like that to just going back to the office?
Yeah, apparently, according to the Sun, they've been sourcing for information around Mr. Frans Gertze for quite some time, but the NQA has been quite mum about it, or as the Sun says, they've been dilly-dallying about the whereabouts of Mr. Frans Gertze, and but they lately conceded that he is back at work. The PRO of NQA, Catherine Chipushu, confirmed that he's back at work. So, and they basically just gave a rundown as to the case, what has happened, and that he's out on bail, and basically just chronicled as to what has happened, just to give us an update as to the case. So he is out on bail, and he is back at work. So
You see Maria's face right now. That's how I feel as well. Like,
This
what
is the most disappointing news to start a week.
Yeah.
You know what?
It's not like he was in jail for petty theft.
Yep.
He
Hallo. Die mense het gesê askies vir mekaar. Wat is jou probleem? Just like it, wie Maria.
And the thing is, it's just because she survived.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that if she had not made it,
If she had died, we would be having a whole other
it
conversation.
would be a whole other conversation, because then it would be straight murder. And it's I think this is when I get disappointed to be a Namibian. In fact, this is when I deny that I'm a Namibian. Like right now I'm Angolan. Let's just be clear. It's an Angola Khabora. It's embarrassing.
I think so as well. I just do not understand. Even for the NQA themselves, right?
Yeah, how does this happen? You have a board.
Yeah. How
You have a board. But let me tell you something. And sorry, my feminism.
We poked you. we knew we're gonna just go south on this one.
It's in a society that's governed by men like that. And when I mean governed, I mean even the board is probably, I'm almost willing to put money on it, is predominantly male. When things like that happen, and top structure is predominantly male, this is what happens. Unfortunately, they give each other leeway.
Yeah.
Some of them have perhaps themselves abusive, or can put themselves in his shoes to say, oh well, but your wife did cheat. I can't say if my wife cheated,
I wouldn't
have done the same. So you tend to become more sympathetic to the perpetrator as opposed to the victim. Okay, but this is, of course, this will be men. It's a boys' club. You make excuses for each other.
A skewed sense of morality.
But this is already a problem in itself.
Yeah.
I believe in other news also.
I'm
I'm just adding on your aggravation.
Yes.
I'm just adding to it.
Oh gosh, don't.
So in other news,
Yes.
also, Mr. Fabian Amukalelo is also
granted bail. Yeah,
Is also granted bail.
we
What
took a hit.
do you have to say?
Oh, we took a hit there. I'm not gonna lie.
Huh?
Satan knock gefat.
You know,
Wie is ons nou?
It's a movement. Me too.
Like
We're
how?
aware of it. No, because every time a suspect is granted bail under those circumstances,
Nee.
it changes the dynamics of the work we're doing. Because automatically, first of all, just number one, we get a big pushback from rape apologists. People say, yeah, well, he deserves to be out and this is not that serious. And people are accusing him, yes, and this is why the magistrate was reasonable enough, she knows, and whatever. So there's this, the conversation changes. Unfortunately, we're not able to have the conversations we need to be having. We start making excuses. You know, this again goes back to what I'm saying, like, you start siding with the perpetrator or the alleged perpetrator as opposed to the victim, who you should actually be siding. So it's exactly the same scenario, but that's what I'm saying. As a movement, we took a hit, and I think it doesn't help either. Like and this is where us, the media, also have to start doing a better job, really, in representing. It's tragic, but I remember when this announcement came in, New Era had their, I guess, journalists, and I see NBC also did the same, but New Era had their phones out, and as the news came in, there was a crowd outside of mostly women that
Talking
started
about the Fabian case now.
the Fabian case.
Okay.
They started hugging each other, kind of celebrating, like, yes, and they're hugging each other and everything. And New Era took that video, and with the news update, like just in, Fabian has gotten bail in the amount of 7,000.
So the hugs was basically in relief for the fact that he got bail.
Yes. There's people celebrating outside the courtroom that he had been given bail. And it was women. It's not It was women. And this is the video they opted to use with that headline, which, again, is very irresponsible of the media because, again, you shift the conversation. Now people are like, you see, people are relieved. See, I'm not the only one that's on his side. You can see society celebrating is on his side, and this is because he isn't guilty. I mean, we know already public opinion. We already conclude. We have our own courts, and sometimes I'm also the judge. You know, we have a jury and everything. But
imagine what it must feel like for the victim to be
seeing that, and why would you be that insensitive? I mean, I know it's happening, but why would that be the one video you would post at such a time? It's just not necessary.
Yeah, I think when it comes to especially gender and sexual violence stuff, we should be really sensitive with, the kind of imagery and the kind of message that we are sending out.
And this is before trial, by the way. We're not saying like conclude that the person is guilty. Nobody's saying that. That's a personal choice that you make for yourself. I mean, for me, I stand with victims, so I will always stand with them, meaning I'll always believe them unless proven otherwise. But that's my position. I'm okay with it. And some people will stand with the suspect. That's okay with it. That's your position. But what I'm saying is like, let's still like learn to navigate the space, because it is still sexual violence. And for women, it's not just for women, for anybody really. It's one of the worst things you can do and it is considered a serious crime, by the way. It's there with murder, attempted murder, and rape is there as well. So this news today on all fronts. It's
hitting your eyes.
It's really, oh my gosh.
It's never good.
They also broke into breweries.
I don't know what it is. In other news, yeah, I saw that as well. Wow, Namibians, eh?
And that's what we were saying, Maria. You know what? During the lockdown, even over the Easter period, there's been no road fatalities, no nothing. And a week into opening up after the lockdown, we had a few fatalities on the road already. That's the one
that
thing.
Narrative.
That's the one thing. Yeah, we don't like that either.
No, because it's not true.
What do you mean? It's not true.
No. What I mean is our road accidents, yes, there's a percentage of it that can be attributed to drunken driving. Yeah. But a large percentage of our accident is not because of drunken driving. It's because of our attitude on the road.
Reckless
That's
driving.
what I'm saying.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But when I saw, because I'm saying this because a lot of people on social media say, oh, well, since they stopped alcohol, look, we don't have road accidents.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to them is like, even if we don't drink and our attitudes on the road don't change, we will still have amongst the highest statistics globally of road accidents. Yeah. It's a very marginal, fortunately, it's a very marginal percentage of alcohol-related road accidents. Like alcohol can take the blame for a lot of things, like unemployment, abuse, and all this other stuff. Depression, mental health, that can most no doubly, but on road accidents, it's actually very minor. It's so minor that it shouldn't even really be that big of a conversation where road accidents related. It's not like most of our accidents happen over the weekend because people jump into their car and drive home and get accidents. No, most of them is this long distance attitude. You don't blind spot overturning. No, exactly. You're tired, fatigued, but you continue driving. You're speeding. The attitudes on the roads are the problem.
Reckless drivers.
Reckless driving, yes.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about. It's that reckless driving element that we have not seen during the lockdown. Suddenly, just after the lockdown, you have these fatalities.
Because there's movement.
But there's movement though. That's what I'm saying. You're correct. It's because there's movement.
Yeah. Now again, now comes the alcohol element. If the bar's gonna open at the end of the month, okay, people are gonna start drinking.
Come at the end of who told you it's at the end of the month?
Hey, ek ken mense.
It's state secrets as well.
Okay.
So we're gonna have another situation again, Maria, of why did you look at my girlfriend?
Yes,
why
that
is
the
stepping
issue.
on my foot? You spilled my drink.
Yeah.
Huh?
No, that we're going to see a problem is, and this is health workers have said themselves, and they've gone on record and they've said it, and they celebrate like month end. Casualties empty during this lockdown. It's been empty, and this is new for them. Some of them have been working at Katutura for like 10 plus years. they've never in their lives, in their 10-year careers
Yeah,
plus,
yeah.
seen an empty casualty on a Friday,
Yes.
Saturday. It's never happened.
Yes.
Never, ever, ever in the history. But they were so amazed that they were like, wow, we have stab wounds, fights, all these alcohol-related violent crimes that end up obviously burdening the health system, especially month end, because that's when people have money and go crazy. but but yeah, that's going to be a problem again, unfortunately, and yeah. And actually, I would, yeah, it's a tricky thing, because if you don't have money, I think if we're all having financial problems, right? When I mean financial, it's like the geld is nie nani.
Daar is, maar daar is niet.
Daar is nie, of daar is glad net nie.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, if you're having those, I would think alcohol should be the first thing to go. You know, when you do your budgeting, I mean, for some people, you never even did budgeting. You koop net wat jy wil.
Yeah.
But now we've been forced to kind of budget. Like, soveel vir kos, soveel vir krag, soveel. You know, we have to budget. And I think if you're budgeting, alcohol should be realistically should be the first thing to go. But no, people will put it high on the list.
Yeah,
They know what the month is.
Alcohol is the first thing on the budget. And then you start seeing how much is left for other stuff.
Listen, Red Hill. Somebody sends me a list. Obviously, I did not solicit and I did not buy. Somebody sent me a list like, Neville will Janie. I said, nee.
70% increase.
Because, nah. KWV, $750. $620.
How much does it normally cost?
I have no idea. This is
Is it not?
KWV. This is brand new.
KWV. It's a brand, yeah.
KWV. 620.
Is it not usually even in the hundreds?
Yeah,
No,
it's like
I think the
maybe
KWV
100
would probably be like 200.
maybe.
Yeah.
Like, what is that, 5 years, 10 years?
10 years.
Okay.
Glenlivet, 750. Okay, Glenlivet is quite a
Yeah.
premium whiskey. $900.
That's dan Johnny Blue's prijs.
Ek sou ook getrippel het met pryse. It's mos nou 'n gold commodity daar. It's gold.
These people want to drink.
Yes.
200 mil, Jameson. 200 mil, Maria. $230.
You're joking.
Smirnoff vodka, 750, 300. Pushkin, 750, 300. Jack Daniels, 750, 550. Jelaka Malos.
Ek sal dit drink.
But you know, somebody was making this argument to me on Friday night. Friday night, we were talking about the whole, cigarettes also sort of going into that banned category. So, I was talking about how the prices are probably going to go up to like $10 per cigarette. And most of us are still going to be buying one way or the other, right?
Of course.
So she was telling me a couple of people started the same with the alcohol, paying the 750s for the bottle until at some point they're
It's
like,
not sustainable.
nope, it's not sustainable. Maybe I should just quit. And they went off the alcohol, and it's been, weeks that they've been off. So we're just making the argument that maybe this price is going up, whether it's for cigarettes or whether it's for the alcohol or for whatever. It's going to force a lot of people to sort of step back on their consumption. Not everybody,
Yeah,
but,
not
but
every.
some people.
There will be
yeah.
people, but I mean, it's called syntax precisely because people always sin. It's it's one of those things that it doesn't matter what you put on it. If it's still justifiable, I mean, as long as it's not a $10,000 bottle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's still justifiable in the mind of a consumer, they will fork out that extra $200, $300, $400. Governments know this, states know this. That's why a bulk of their taxes is from from cigarettes and alcohol. Of course, you have people that do quit, that say, okay, you know what, realistically, I cannot feed my family and drink.
Yeah.
But that's like such a small percentage. It's so,
Yeah,
and because also you find new users. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
For every
that's
one
also
that
true.
quits, another one starts the habit. So it still balances itself out.
Are there still people who are going to start drinking at $50 a beer?
Oh, hier kan net stout.
You will buy a kwai
For $10?
for $10 if it's not there. Jy sal koop? Antwoord.
I'm contemplating it. I don't think so.
He will buy.
He will buy.
He will
He'll
buy.
buy.
So leave the people who will buy a Jameson 200 ml bottle for $250.
One cigarette at $10.
$10.
But
Jason.
hello,
Did
but
you?
you need to remember that there are people that look at you. How much you buy for a loose square now?
$4.
$4.
$4. There are people that used to perhaps smoke in the 90s that used to pay like 50 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That are looking at you like,
Are you crazy?
$4.
Yeah.
Saldani duni. You understand? So what is the reason? And if think about it, $4 is not actually. It's actually for one cigarette that's going to be out in 5 minutes. It's actually a lot of money if you really think about it. But for you, you've somehow justified it for yourself. Oh, it's just $4. I will not go to 10. 10. Well, you could very well go to 10, and in a few years it will be 10.
It will be 50
and if you
in
don't
a
quit
few
smoking,
years.
you will be paying $10 for loose guai, and it
Yeah.
will just be the way of life.
I'll just start smoking weed.
Even that's becoming expensive, I'm told.
I was told by a friend who smokes this electronic cigarettes.
E-cigarettes, yeah.
Yeah, those cigarettes. Apparently, that oil that you
Yes, that you buy.
that
yeah.
basically it's
the
forms
flavors.
part
Yeah,
of
yeah.
yeah. Now, obviously, that is also not an essential. They also seem to be getting out of stock locally.
Okay.
So they sit with a shorter supply at this moment in time. Apparently, they got about a month of supply left in Namibia of this.
Well,
So if
look
this
at Ian Egmont
lockdown,
whoop.
yeah. So
Let me
if this
become a
con-
business.
6 times the price.
Kata parfanel.
yeah, they-
Yeah.
so if this continues, they would sit with with the equal predicament. If do I need to stop smoking this,
But the
or do I go back to Kwais?
But that's stupid because e-cigarette realistically is not supposed you're supposed to eventually wane yourself off of it.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do it like for a year later you're still on e-cigarette. It's one of those it's supposed to be a replacement for a cigarette and then eventually like some
Start reducing
yeah,
your
because of
nicotine
it's a
and-
habit. It's
Yeah.
supposed to break the habit, and then eventually you're supposed to do. It's not something you're supposed to like 2 years later. Just not with like what are you
e-cigarette.
doing to yourself?
Like
It kind of defeats the whole purpose of quitting.
I didn't quit. I just migrated most.
I'm sure Humbly prices
Humbly.
like also Polygon go up as well. Flavors.
Flavor. Kom eens daar, how much does the flavor cost now? Julle sal weet.
And the coal.
Flavor and coal. What's that?
Oh, Chris.
Alright, kom ons lees bietjie
It's a-
comments en sê.
Yeah.
We were supposed to talk about something else
That's
this
right.
morning.
We'll get there now.
Visto Nangi Matthias just saying good morning. Franz van Beek, good morning. Watching from Pioneers Park. I like the song from Kadondandona, Tixa. Oh, that was the big band song that I was playing.
Yeah.
Moro Moro. Neville, put on your mask. It seems you have a flu. We all have a flu, I think.
How? What flu?
Hey.
Cough.
You must put your elbow in front of your mouth when you sneeze. Manze Hobes, good morning. We
Hoibes.
sang the song. It just says Hobbes. Who sang the song, please? Thanks. That was a big band song, the one that we started the show with. Shaks Tiofen Anyemba, good morning, crew, watching from Kleine Cooper Windhoek. Where is the girl that never mix meals?
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. Well, she also stays in Kleine Cooper. Wink, wink. Johnny Whiteman Martin.
What are they talking about?
Dis maar gaan jy net aan.
Niggas bad die mekaar.
Bly jy in Kleine Cooper.
What are you guys talking about?
Nothing.
Bly jy in Kleine
What about the
Cooper.
mixing of the food? Sorry, I just got that.
I have no idea.
The comment, like,
That's what I'm confused.
Come away is the girl that never mix meals. So, well, I don't know. Maybe you. Yeah,
What does that mean? Is it like slang for something?
It's probably slang for you never cheat.
No,
You
but
don't
that's
mix
what the other
meals.
thing. Oh,
It's probably a metaphor.
You guys are becoming very creative with this stuff. But anyway, continue.
Moving on. Johnny Whiteman Martin. The studio looks empty without a woman in it, guys. Maria is toch here. Oh, I suggest you drop the show today and go home to sanitize and wash your hands. Morning in South Africa, Dlamini Bono, Juliet Kaunda. Morning in Zambia. Freshiana Deulita, good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. Watching. Okay, let me move down to the bottom. Stephanus James Ananias, aka Spence. I have decided to leave for now until the lockdown is over. After lockdown, I drink again. The way Hage doesn't win. Or that way Hage doesn't win. Alfredo Jack, but this is nothing new to us. We are used to these Pharaoh's prices, boy.
Oh!
Zwaar.
But that is actually also true, yeah. Mutana Papi Kuoko. Namibians justify everything. Blue Monday need a beer for the mood. Tuesday, I choose beer. Wednesday, a beer will do. And so
Wow!
Cyril van Roy, and it is said that people are poor in Namibia. Look what they pay for booze, right? What do the Bible say? The poor will get poorer.
Amen.
Moving on. Morning crew from Ali van Beek, Wilson Ziunye II. Morning guys, I hope you enjoyed your weekend. Never looking fresh, Q looking like Q, and Maria looking like a lawyer. Tops.
Aweta.
Yona.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take those compliments. But I'm tired of this. No, guys, no.
What?
I was just saying, right? Okay, now finish your comments.
Makwa van Makwa, so one cigarette is more expensive than one brick that can build a house. This life is not fair.
Prachi.
So with all these cigarettes that I've smoked, I could have built a mansion.
Don't play yourself.
Okay, guys, leave alcohol to the one who can afford.
It's not even about affordability
Right
anymore.
now, I don't think anyone can really afford, if we're being honest.
Comfortably afford alcohol at those prices. No. Johan van Veek, everybody has a vice. Maybe because you don't drink, you don't see the need for that. But
Yeah.
if you gamble, you
Yeah.
will spend that on gambling or porn, or even just give it to the pastor to pay for his Range Rover.
But
There
that's
you
the
go.
problem. If you're calling it a vice, it means it's an addiction. And if it's an addiction, then you should seriously look at yourself.
Yes, then you should be willing to
And we're
accept
not saying
some help.
it's a worst addiction. There are
Yeah.
other addictions that are equally bad, but I'm saying it is concerning
Yeah.
if alcohol is your vice.
Ja, that is true. Fred Baas, daar sal oorlog wees as hulle sigarette ban. Dan bom ek self State House. Like guys, honestly, imagine Chris without cigarettes for like a month.
No, Chris will be the guy that's chuffing the cigarettes in the bread. Trust me, that guy has military experience. He will get his cigarettes one way or the other. He operate up in black market.
Oh man, Alfredo Tassenberg kost 150 for 750 mil om is how the
Punya.
hiba. Yeah. You think I'm stupid or what? 150 for a punya. SB John, alcohol is not good, to be honest. It's even destroying the lives of the youth.
Yeah.
Which country in Africa consumes the most alcohol? Where is Namibia on that list?
Well, we're very high. We're very high up.
Namibia. It's at the top. I remember the insight that CNN did a couple of years ago.
On beer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And our beer consumption being so high.
No, it is very high. And I think also because we're not generally a Muslim state,
Yeah.
we generally find like alcohol consumption in Muslim states
Yeah.
is lower. Not that they don't drink, but they shouldn't. So
Yeah.
therefore
But they
it is
smoke
lower.
Yeah.
Europe.
They
Europeans smoke the most.
Huh?
Europeans, yeah. The stress levels in Europe are just another big city living.
Asian line, but some cultures like places like Thailand, where even you find the kids are smoking,
Yeah, well.
like 5, 6
I
already.
think Thailand for the most part is like ganja. Ganja.
But you know, because when you see it on the screen, you can't smell, so you just assume it's a cigarette. Don J. Mwandi saying, Jay-Z says, if you can't buy 2, you can't afford it.
If you can't buy 2.
Yeah.
then
I mean,
you can't
really,
afford it.
think about it. If you have to buy loose cigarettes, it's because you can't afford the packing.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be smoking. I'm sorry, you guys. You really should not be smoking.
But you know, my biggest problem is, right, when I have that many cigarettes on my person, I'm more inclined to be
smoke.
smoking. Yeah.
Yeah.
So every little break I have, I'm like, let me go take a puff.
Yeah.
When it's not, especially when you know, yes, it's like, service station to stop it.
Yeah.
But they did do it.
Jevali.
You're like, I'm just gonna wait till lunch.
Yeah.
Or one of these lannies come out here and then I ask them for a cigarette.
That's usually the first option, just by the way.
Dinner number, morning crew, the booze prices are sky high. Imagine beer going for $50. And Richard Ramazia, the last one for now. Morning, guys. I am feeling so weird at work without Baba last year. Is this for real, man? I can't concentrate at all, man. Even worse, my colleagues' eyes are scaring me from wine red every Monday to paper white. It's like, are you okay? You look normal.
You look normal.
Yo. Yeah,
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, never.
Maria, we've been having a little
Oh, is it Stockville?
debate here in studio before we went on air. I saw a post on Saturday by Ricardo Nwakuse.
The Bank of Namibia's post?
No, I don't think it was a Bank of Namibia post. No, it was a personal post that Ricardo did, where he talked about, I think what he was saying is that people must stop approaching him to join this Stokvel WhatsApp
Yeah.
group,
Yeah, the pyramid schemes.
this pyramid scheme.
Yes. And they get pissed off when you call it a pyramid scheme. It's not a pyramid scheme.
So, and we wanted to quickly to debate this issue, whether a Stokvel is legal or not. Now, Tere Rakashon,
Yeah, please get out the bank of
the description of a Stokvel, it says, it's a savings or investment society which members regularly contribute an agreed amount and from which they receive a lump sum payment. It's a society formed to hold regular parties that are funded by the members and generate profits for the host. A party held by a Stokvel. That's in short. That is
what a Stokvel is
yeah,
supposed to
that
be.
is what a Stokvel is. So this has been mushrooming now. And when I saw the post of Ricardo Nwakuse on Saturday, on Friday, I saw there was quite a heavy debate around this around the Stokvel.
Do you have the statement?
what is the guy's name again? The spokesperson?
Of?
Bank Windhoek?
KK.
Yeah.
Kadembire.
Kade, yeah.
Kadembire.
Is KZ, right?
Yeah.
Yes. He put out a statement from Bank Windhoek where it just says, okay, here it is. Bank of Namibia, sorry, says pyramid schemes. What you need to know, pyramid schemes are illegal business, which typically start with one person or a small group of people who are responsible for recruiting new members at different levels of the business. Income is generated primarily through the joining fees of new members, and the business is unsustainable without the continuous payment of these joining fees. Okay, characteristics of a pyramid scheme. Then they list a few. I'm not going to go through all of them, but it just says the business offers you a chance to join a scheme where you are required to recruit new members in order to make money.
Yeah.
All right, new members sign up with a joining fee and may be required to continuously pay a subscription fee. All right, the business might not offer tangible products or services. Your income is based mainly on the number of people you recruit and not on the sale of the product of consumers. When products are offered, they are used to disguise the business operations, such as now products offered might not be genuine and are usually hard to value, and income is based mainly on the number of people you recruit and not on the sale of products and consumers. Okay, so they put out the scheme because obviously of what was going on. Now, Stokvel itself does not tick any of these boxes. You don't get recruiting fees or what. I mean, if we take Stokvel, how it started in the townships in South Africa, it was to get families through.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say 10 kerkzalis, 10 church ladies come together and say every month we're going to put $100 together. 1 month, January goes to you, February you, March, so. So that by the time you come, that 1,000 that you didn't do, actually 900 because minus your 100, is not money. Like it's sort of a savings, you know, like that's money that you will really need at that time. And it's actually gotten a lot of families through a lot of
hardships.
hardships. So I think Stokvel in its most purest form, in the way it's supposed to exist, I don't see anything wrong with it, because like I said, it's really down to trust as well.
Like a community investment.
Yes,
fund
kind of fun, and it's usually not just for anybody. I mean, people usually do it with people they know, because there has to be a level of trust on it. And actually, I think it even started in the churches, if I'm being honest. The church ladies, they kerk biscuit na kerk dai enikasi, But as all things, it developed into something else, and now we can call it a pyramid scheme. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why anybody would get offended with the word, because if it's not existing as a stokvel like how it should, if you're talking about recruitment fees, if you're talking about bringing people, the more people you bring in, the more, then that money has to come from somewhere.
Now my question is quickly. You, me, Cubase, Shines, Semi, Kaufi, Darkas, Chris, let's say we are 10. And we decide, okay, the 10 of us, we're going to start the stock fair to get us through the month. But we do this via not giving the money, but it goes into a pool, or we e-wallet the money to a specific person who needs the money at that specific time. Okay, now we were 10. 5 other people here that we are doing a little stock fair on WhatsApp. Nee, ons wil ook join. So, as ons gejoin het, dan is ons 15. Then it's 1,400
that passes around,
And another 5 people come.
Then it's 1,009,
We still keep it as a stock fair. So what is the difference between money being sent electronically amongst us and the church ladies what cookies and biscuits do?
I don't think there is a difference.
Like
I said,
and I agree with you.
I don't think there's a difference. I think that the point here is that when you start saying, Nevel, as je 5 mensen hier brengt, ons zal jou een bikkie. Because where does that bikkie come from? End of the day, it's all our money. Where does that extra for you to? Then you know it's a pyramid scheme. But if it's a clear thing, you 5 want to join, you give your 100. Nobody gives more than they should, or gets more than they need to get. You know what I mean? If you are entitled to 1,009, because if there's 2,000 in a pool, because there's 20 of us. If I give you, but you brought, let's say, 10 members, and you get rewarded, compensated, that's still money that has to come out of that 2,000. In which case, it's like, who's going to get less?
Somebody gets less.
Somebody's going to get less, or we have to start recruiting other people to make up the deficit. And that, after a while, is not sustainable. But also, can I also just be honest? In 2020, why are you doing Stockfeld? I mean, I understand the purpose of it years ago, because the banks and black people didn't really have that type of access to banks to manage their money. But if now you can put $100, for example, in a unit trust account.
But then there's no the $100 from the other guys. That's what you want.
No, but I'm saying, but you don't get it immediately. You don't get it every month. You will get it.
That's what people, I think, many do not understand. And especially the more people start joining the stockpile, that means the longer you have to wait for it to come around to you.
If I need my money in December, let's say I am in this stockpile, but I'm supposed to get in December, then what's really the difference with me? Instead of putting it in a glass bowl or whatever, I take that 100 to the bank, where it can also get interest. Well, not a lot. I mean, what you get on $100, but I'm saying it's something. Or at Trustco Bank, which is what I do, by the way. Like, I put money there and let it grow, and then I could get it in December when I need it. That for me is most essential, because at least I know there I'm not really expecting to be screwed. Here, it really is on a trust basis, because what if Neville just decides, he already got his money last month.
Yes. There's like nothing
what,
you
you're
can
going to call the police? There's no agreement.
You'll send your money apparently, and then the next morning when you wake up, you are the only one in the WhatsApp group. Everybody's gone.
Maria left. Cubase left. Shines left.
Alle mensen wat gekreed.
Au, who's it?
Ik moet nog krijgen, jongen.
But But don't you guys also think, and I think the unit trust example that you do talk about, Maria, you still have people who have a general distrust for the conventional banking institutions. Ek trust nie my geld daarso nie. I trust Cubase.
But that's
why I want to let's have
Kom ons werk liewer saam, ja.
no. But what I'm
let's shake hands, you and me.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. A bank is regulated. A bank is regulated.
But they still
You two are not. Now I'm saying if you know what you're signing up for unit trust, for every, if I put $100, I know that at the end of it, if I put $100 every month, at the end of 1 year, I will have 1,002 plus because of the interest. It won't be less. It will never be less than what I've invested. Never. Not for a bank.
They can't come tell you.
They
we
can't
don't know
come
what
and tell you,
happened to
"Nee,
your
okay, you've been
600."
giving us 100, but what we have for you is 600. We'll give you another 600 some months." It's not a big chance.
Here biggie cuts.
Yeah. It will never be that. In fact, you are more likely to get just a little bit more because of the interest.
Yeah, true.
But so that's a guarantee because they're regulated. And if they try to cheat you, there's channels for you, there's systems you can go and say, "Nima, hello, I've been depositing this. This is what I have. What has happened? Nobody." How? You understand? So our lack of trust for the bank is for other reasons, but not for that. It's like, yes, they do exploit. Yes, it's a bank, and yes, there will be charges. Yes, there will be that. That's the stuff we don't trust. But like, I mean, for clear savings, there's really no reason to question, especially if you know what you're getting into. The problem with human beings and the agreements here is this shaking on it. That's all you're really doing it.
Yeah,
It's just you're just shaking on it, and I have to trust your word. But I think that's.
What is bond?
Wat van as hy doodgaan? You see, the bank, the CEO can die, and I'll still get my money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maria, this thing you're talking about. Hey, bro, I laughed my ass off this one year. Lazarus Jacobs.
Yeah.
His father died, I think, when he was about 95 years old. Tate Simon.
Yeah.
So we go to Grootfontein, me and Lazarus, to go and visit his father. So we get there, Tate Simon, kort van Mutobiki, just like Lazarus. Middag, Tate. Middag. Yes, man. Tate Simon, what is wrong? Man, jy ken vir Tate Timotheus. I said, yeah, his stage was over there. Yeah. Die man is dood. Oh, that's sad. That's very sad. Die man skuld my geld.
That's it. How am I getting that money now?
How am I going to explain this to your family that you owe me? The money in Stockholm.
I would laugh our butts off.
No, really. But that's what I'm trying to say. All the managers in the bank can die. But my money is
safe.
my
It's
money
safe.
is
You
safe.
can still get your money unless it's SME bank.
Yeah.
Then it's a whole other different story.
No. People of SME bank got their money. SME never got their money. It's a difference.
So the question that we just asked here today, pyramids,
It's a pyramid scheme.
they call it a stokvel on WhatsApp. The stokvel on WhatsApp, is it legal or not?
Stockpile, aka pyramid scheme.
Yeah, would you do it or won't you?
Any business that does not sell a service or a product, a service or a product, you are offering nothing, but you are a business that is
We are
apparently
just saving
somehow
your
they're
money
making
for
money.
you.
Saving.
We are the
Saving.
bank.
It's a bank.
Miss me with that.
It's a community bank.
No, Excel Trasco Bank to run. I'm okay. Let's read some comments. Alfredo Jack saying, but this ban of alcohol should continue. Some people are actually now looking at their real age and their skins are smoother.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hagile.
It took the banning of alcohol for Neville to grow a beard, so I mean,
And apparently he's starting to like it now.
yeah. You're getting a lot of compliments, no? Prasivarit.
I won't lie. You're right. You're right.
See, when I was telling you, you didn't believe me.
Nah, man, your beards are not my thing, man.
I
I
was
just like
even
it
told
clean.
yesterday, I said, hey, Neville, you look like Uncle Bay now.
Just keep it.
Okay.
Michael Magenge Ihalwa, we do drink a lot, but did you guys see what happened to NBL? So legalize, so there's no alcohol. Okay, you lost me somewhere. Johan van Wyk, Marriott, definition of a vice is a moral failing or a bad habit, not necessarily an addiction.
Okay.
You know, it reminds me of a situation where a reporter asked one of these Trump apologists, basically.
Trump apologist. Is that something?
Yes, in the States, right? About the president's stupidity, and this lady refused to call the president stupid, but just described what stupid is.
Yes, and just by the way, when it comes to stuff like alcohol, a vice is generally something you need to cope, something you do to cope. Some people's vice is coffee, some people it's whatever, cigarettes, but
Side chicks.
it's six. But no, it kind of does border on abuse. If you need alcohol to cope, that is textbook definition of dependency.
Yeah.
Dependency is
Addiction.
addiction.
It leads to addiction.
Can we leave side chicks out of this discussion?
Like next time, Makina.
Yeah, alsjeblieft.
Yeah.
You know, Neville has been saving so much money because the side chicks have been cut off. That's why
You
he
gotta-
can still afford
You
to
gotta
buy
cut
those.
something off.
Come on.
Do your budget.
It's like, hallo.
You gotta go.
Luister eens, want jou flat self betaal die man. Goed, so is Sam nie.
It's jy moet betaal. I think it's just fair.
Ay, toch. How are you gonna drop the person just like that?
It's like you're like, hey Mike, it's must no lockdown. I have not been at your place for 1 month.
Yeah.
Do I still have to pay the rent? I've been at home with my wife.
But guys, to be fair, Chekani, I mean seriously, you go there, they can gebula. They would eat betaal. You can't have a side chick and you are not contributing anything.
You must pay.
You must pay.
I made
Hey.
that joke with one of the girls at Azuka Trasco Finance Anakan. Like a while ago, man, we're sitting at the canteen. So like, I'm sitting next to her, I'm like, Ish, I need a new side chick, man. Aren't you available? She's like, listen here. Me, I'm a very expensive problem.
Expensive problem.
Yes. Because if you don't take care of my needs, I will come make everything at your house, dear Meka. Like I'll give you what you want, but when I want what I want, I don't want stories. Otherwise, your wife will be involved in this story. I'm like, okay, so this is how you roll,
Don't ever threaten me with money.
What's our J-Mark? Let us know what's our J-Mark.
Listen, I need to role play here now.
Okay. This is the side chick tells you. You tell her, Kikiso, this month now is lockdown, money is tight. You know, I'm not getting my gigs. Let me just first paint the scenario. I'm not doing. And okay, so be so. It was the hele maand days. Because you must the hele maand gesien, there was no lockdown. I didn't have an excuse to leave the house.
Maria, I'm telling you now. You leave my wife out of this discussion between you and me.
No, first I'm
Please.
painting you the scenario. No,
I'm telling you, I'm role playing here.
Yes,
with you.
no, but I'm saying we can role play, but first I need to paint the scenario. So you tell this chick, Kekiso, for this month, na, maka plano. Mak,
That's the way.
ta is net die way nie. I cannot sustain 2 homes at this point. And then you're also, but I'm saying you also, for you, your reasoning is like, ek was so busy working dari.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And then I say, oh, how am I supposed to make a plan? Last minute. I thought we had an agreement.
Yes, you and I, we have a deal.
All right? Mense my mispeli. Ek sal jou vrou sê.
Hey.
Wat sal jy maak?
Hey, luister asseblief. Laat ons nie hierso speel nie, okay? I told you when we started off this thing a year ago, né? Don't leave your boyfriend. Okay?
I don't have a boyfriend, you know. You've always known I don't have a boyfriend.
And again, Jay Khansa with Cubase, you've been together.
When we started this agreement, the agreement was you'll pay my rent every month. We have not broken up, so you have not fulfilled your end of the bargain.
Whatever you do, you leave my wife out of this discussion.
Ek bel jou vrou, wat sal jy maak?
I will kill you. Klaar. What time?
I'll send the screenshots.
I'm threatening you. Because you are threatening me with my life.
What?
Just
No,
pay
you have more to lose. I'll send your wife the screenshots. That way you ask me for booty pictures like Sunny.
Just pay the rent, my bro.
Just pay.
Your car is paid, your house is paid.
You're gonna go to Transco Bank and say, "Kijk, they savings there." En so she die geld gee, jy sê, "Kyk hierso. Dis die laaste keer, moenie gewoon raak."
Laaste keer.
Volgende maand moet jy 'n plan maak.
Ons sal sien by dis die laaste keer.
I think any man, on a serious note, guys, any man who puts himself in that position, who signs that decree that I will be paying,
I'll sort out your
sort
rent
out
or
your monthly
car.
rent, or your car every month. If you do something like that, kerel, jy's dom.
Ja, maar dis baie mense wat dit doen.
Yeah. So
For the sake of.
It's more. Listen. This is, you must say it yourself. This is sustaining the marriage. The marriage can only function with her involvement.
yes. If she's not there, the marriage also becomes a bit of a problem.
Dus ik kan say, sorry nee, I'm retired. Lost me 8. I don't know how the system works these days.
In the words of Dr. Quentin van der Rooyen.
Yeah.
Like, no, hoekom kry jy net iets wat ook haar eie goedheid nie?
Ja. Ja.
Hoekom moet jy iemand kry wat jy altyd by jou kom vra?
Ja.
Because you still want to control it. This is true, right? But this is the thing. Men still need to feel control. And you can only really control through financial. Because when she's got her own stuff, it's like, klop. No, but. Nee, so. No, gaan. You know, a woman doesn't need you. She's a different breed. And men, and not necessarily in a bad way, it's just men are geared to like controlling women, right? And one of the ways, the easiest way to do it is unfortunately through financial. That's why we say to women, empower yourself. Then you take that control back. It's nothing if you're paying your own rent, you're paying your own bills, you whatever. So whatever relationship you have, it's a perk for you as well. And it must not stress you. Once it stops serving its purpose, like you no longer make me happy.
Yeah.
You no longer love me right. You no longer treat me well. Otherwise I have to put up with stuff because the rent still has to get paid.
If there's one thing that I'm not, and I can say with all honesty, is I'm not a controlling husband. I'm not a controlling guy.
Well, you're not telling your side chick there to leave her boyfriend to go home.
Say, God, chick, man. But I do agree with you. There's a certain element of, with my wife, if I can feel it, how discomforting it gets if I'm not in control of a certain situation.
Yes.
Even at home. It's like, my wife, she's completely outshining me here.
Yeah.
And I can feel that I don't have any control over this specific issue or situation or whatever. So it does get to a man.
Yeah.
It does get to
Yeah.
Some men.
Most men, not all men, but most men.
Okay, as a man full, you don't have any control over something in your household. Jay, respect me.
Yeah.
I'm the man of this house.
So
I saw this video. I need to find it and I'll show it to you guys. It's a woman. She's in bed. She's talking to her girlfriends, and her boyfriend is now in bed. Her boyfriend. That's not like a side. Like she's talking with her girlfriend. Oh, what we're gonna go? Oh, we're gonna meet some cute guys and what. And the guy is like, after she's done, he's like, hey,
I don't want
how are you having such conversations in my? And she was like, listen, you don't get to get this and lie in my bed and still complain. Like, hello, no sex, you don't pay bills around here. So shut up. And he was quiet afterwards, but it's the reality. Like
it's
okay,
abuse of power.
That's what we're afraid of.
Yeah, we don't like that. Yeah.
So
You are more dictatorish than us.
Yeah. That's a good word. Dictatorish. Yes, klame bro, let us chip.
Okay, good morning, familia from Knuckles. Shucks saying, uncles, you mean Team Ekanjo is stupid?
Is what?
Stupidity. For paying rent maybe, or maybe paying for the car, I don't know.
Julle mense wat stories ken.
Ah,
Los ons uit. Ek het niks gehoor nie.
Meneer Patrick Metler, we were talking about you this morning actually. Good morning, welcome to the show. Asino Kambikiti Erastus, Neville, please don't throw sand in your food. Just pay your monthly flat bill. Before
It
that
was
little
also an
girl,
expense like electricity.
before that little girl throw out her toys. Kenny Bessinger, okay, kan jy ook gekeier word later? Dus okay as nie kan nie. What, was that meant for one of us?
It's probably a conversation in between them.
Yeah, but he didn't reply to somebody here. Maar in any case, Bradley Kubisep, ek sien Maria's Afrikaans het gegraduate.
That's it.
Great progress. I applaud.
It's reg, it's reg.
George Dipoamba Kambala, Hapo, do you guys read? Do you guys know that you are misleading people? It doesn't hurt to do little research on the topic. Good Lord.
What topic now?
Be specific, because now we're just giving our
Yes.
opinions.
AR.
Affirmative repossession.
Yeah.
Or just by the way, we try to be as informed as we can, but sometimes it's an opinion.
Yeah, it's an opinion.
And they're gonna vary yours and mine.
We don't need to water it. Let it just
And please
be what
give
it
your
is.
opinion instead of asking us
Yeah.
to verify information here. George Kapunda Kambala.
Was it is it George Vatra?
Shots fired.
Yes, it's George Kambala.
Ooh.
Mr. Two Truths and a Lie. Makwa van Makwa, Panev, your volume is not up enough. Okay, George, he had a comment earlier on. Maybe this will explain what he was referring to. This one is a bit longer. Problem is that banks don't benefit the ordinary man on the side of the road. Not everyone can afford a unit trust saving. Remember, at the moment to open a unit trust, you should have at least a minimum of 75,000. Look it up. Let's also try to find alternatives and share info with the public. So wait, let me
The
guess.
alternative is pyramid scheme.
Yeah. So you want to go for an illegal, unregulated form
And-
of.
And just by the way, listen, the unit trust was just an example I use. I'm not saying I know. In fact, I even closed in unit trust because you need certain amount, 75,000, I believe it is now. They announced that in SA. So we're not talking about unit trust. That was just I said savings as an example.
You
Any
can say-
savings?
Look, if you need $1,000 by the end of the or by the end of the year or whatever, you can put that $100 away somewhere for yourself. It doesn't have to be a bank. It doesn't have to be a unit trust. It can be a piggy bank in your house. At least that is a lot safer than giving it or contributing to a pyramid scheme. Because the truth is, that is what it is. You can deny it all you like. And I know a lot of people don't want it to be called a pyramid scheme because then you have to admit that you've been duped.
Yeah.
But it is a pyramid scheme, and that is what it is.
Yes, and like I said, it's like I don't want to cross the wires. Like I said, Stockveld in its purest form, there's nothing wrong with it. It's, like I said, it sustained families, but it's no longer just a Stockveld. It's now a pyramid scheme. I don't think anybody would advise their mothers or even their family, especially their mothers, because those are usually the ones that are not as aware, to give $100 to a group of people in the hopes that eventually they're going to get it back. Even you would advise your parents against it.
Do you know that if there are 100 people on that list and you are number 100, you're going to have to wait?
Zoveel jaren.
I'm trying to do the math quickly.
Well,
in my
12,
head.
like that.
Yep.
It's over. After 5 years, it's already 60
Yeah.
months.
So yeah, imagine how long you're going to have to wait before you actually get something. And this whole time you're giving that guy $100, whatever the amount is that you guys are giving in your particular pyramid scheme. I mean, Stockveld.
Anyway,
Yeah. I think that is it for today, man. Let me read Neville's cousin here, Raymond Basson. Side chicks are too much. the lying, the worrying, the planning to be with her, a real heart attack in the making. It's too much, guys.
Amen.
Then what are you still doing with her?
Adrenaline.
Ngakute.
That adrenaline rush.
Ngakute.
Nothing is free, nothing is cheap.
That's it.
You know, why do you know sane people jump out of aeroplanes?
Thank you. Bungee jumping.
Yeah, biza kaunashike kakurishire. Okay. Have a blessed day, my country people. Have a blessed day, you too.
Thank you.
Have a blessed day, Namibia. Today I'm Angolan, so like.
Angolano.
Whatever.
It'll be a very disappointing week, but yeah.
What is
People
happening?
end well.
Wat gaan in Angola volgens COVID-19?
Oh, it's erg, too.
All I've seen is Zambia reported 100 new cases immediately after they ceased the lockdown. That's all I know.
In Angola, I think the last time I knew there was on one day they reported 5 new cases, but now it's all like community transmission, and that's why it's getting concerning. But my favorite one is, let me tell you this one, Neville. I don't think you're in studio for it. So this man comes from Portugal, right? In his 40s, he's a married guy, in his 40s, whatever. It's found out that he should have stayed at home. He was supposed to be in quarantine, but he left. And so then he infected other people. But then one of the people that he came into contact with that had to be tested is a 17-year-old. And the initial news was that this man infected his family because his wife was also infected, and his daughter. All right. The wife comes, says, it's not his daughter. It was a side chick.
Can you imagine? And you know, we're joking about scenarios like this.
This man went to go infect. It's funny, but it's not funny. The man went to go infect his 17-year-old side chick, who had to lie to the authorities. He's somewhere in his 40s.
His daughter.
Yeah, she lied to the authorities that she's his daughter because she knew it was an inappropriate relationship.
At my age.
17, really.
17.
Cis. That's
Cis.
predatory.
No, cis.
That's biases.
Maybe.
Don't even portion. You was alright. You were doing okay.
If I'm 60, I can do 30.
Half price.
Yeah, half. Yeah, half I can do. But this 17-year-old nonsense. There are guys that would look at a girl in the school uniform and think that she looks cool. It's disgusting.
Can we make that a conversation for tomorrow?
Yeah, we
What?
could make
Because if they're above 16, because there was this conversation, if they're above 16, they're legal. So is it really predatory if you say 17 with a like 45-year-old? Well, it kind of is, but that's a conversation we can have.
Unfortunately, there I will have to agree with you.
Well, you don't know what my
It's not
position
nice
is.
to agree with you on air.
Maybe Maria
doesn't
thinks it's
salt up
okay.
the conversation. So there I would just staunchly agree with you. It wouldn't make the conversation nice.
You don't
I
know.
hate shit like that. Sorry.
Okay, George, I see you are now all fired up, right? But let me give you an option, because if you're going to send a comment and then the three of us are going to pick it apart, and then you're going to send another one and then we're going to pick it apart. So instead of doing that, maybe make an appointment with the studio. Yeah, make an appointment with the studio. Hit me up on social media. Hit any one of us up, and then we can see where we can take it. If you want to talk, come, let's talk. Just don't get arrested afterwards.
Woo!
We're out there.
Disclaimer! Beautiful day, guys.
The views and
Stay safe.
opinions expressed on the radio program by the guests, advertisers, news bulletins, call-in listeners, or chatters are solely the views and opinions of the source who express them. They do not necessarily reflect the opinions and the views of Trustco Group International, the broadcast regulators in Namibia, or that of the Informante radio station.
This is Informante Radio, the sound for a new age.